Hi, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Record Roundup. Nice to see you guys today. Thanks, everyone, for coming through to play tonight. Got a
Thanks for
good cast
showing
of
up.
characters. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Some of us have had busy days. We've been hustling today, so we're taping this a little later. So hopefully everybody's
Yourself.
still on their A game. Before we get started, quickly want to thank our longtime DJNTV sponsor, DJ Event Planner. You can find their information and some additional sponsor links down below in the video's description. So let me just take a run through the welcoming here, everybody. So we got Kevin here with us tonight. Hello, Kevin. We've got DJ Eric here with us tonight. Hello, Eric.
Hello.
We've got Matthew here tonight. Hello, Matthew. We've got Ken, who's joining us, I think, for the first time on a Record Roundup. So nice to have you with us, Ken. Got a pot of coffee on, Ken? I know you're a coffee guy.
Yeah.
It's midnight, but he drinks coffee like 24 hours a day.
I do that too.
See his Facebook posts.
Give me a little Kahlua, I'll join you.
Yeah, little Baileys and that make it nice. Damon is here with us tonight, so thank you, sir, for being here tonight. Hello. And is he frozen, or is it us?
He's there.
He's there. All right, he'll be there. And, of course, BSR. All right, he'll be back.
I'll be back.
He'll be back. And BSR to close things out. So what we like to do is to talk about an artist. It can be a particular song, but it's mostly to bring them back to the limelight if it's somebody that you aren't playing as much anymore, to say, hey, give them a chance. And then we kind of have a little roundtable discussion as some of their better hits and things that you should know about. So I'm going to kick us off tonight. I don't think we've ever brought him up on any of the roundups that we either did on BSR's music show, and you know that airs Wednesday nights. I think we're getting on DJNTV now, usually 9 or 10 o'clock East. So be sure to turn into Brian's music show, as well as the Hanging with Howie, which airs. We run about a half hour with Commander Howie Darkstar. So be sure to watch some of those shows. Look at the DJNTV schedule and catch those. So my artist tonight, decades entertainer, and you may or may not know the song that I picked because this is the one picture sleeve that I had to bring up. So I'm gonna submit for your approval, Mr. James Brown.
Oh my God!
That I don't know if we've talked about.
I don't think we have.
I don't think we have. He goes back as part of a band, the JBs, which was Nick James Brown. Those are the initials. And I was playing some funky stuff on Sunday on the Twitch set that I do. And I hit a couple of them, and I was just like, oh, I forgot about this one. And so I thought he'd be good to bring to the roundup. So when he was with the JBs, 70 to 74, it's something that, you know, anybody that's got a little bit of a hint of hip hop in them would know his track, I Know You Got Soul. And you know that backbeat because a lot of his music was sampled and reappeared in, knock it off, cat, in additional musics. So those backbeats, those breaks, those little drum hits, you find sampled in a lot of the more modern hip hop records. So that's the one that I had played. But he also had Pass the Peas, which was a popular one for JBs. Get on the Good Foot.
That's my jam.
That's a jam.
Yeah.
I played that one too. And then he had a pretty decent solo career too, starting from about 75. You should all have I Feel Good, I Get You. That's a staple for, you know, older people parties. The Payback, another one that was resampled.
The Big Payback, yeah.
Big Payback, I think that's ended up in a Biggie track.
It's been sampled a lot.
A lot. Get up, get on up. Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. Get up off of that thing. It always sounds like he's yelling at you a little bit, but that's just for energy. That's just the
those are the older ones. Those are the 60s tracks you're talking about.
Yeah. And then, you know, he reemerged mid 80s. He got involved with, he did a song called Living in America, which was for a Rocky film. And right around 1986 is when this hit. And this is called How Do You Stop? And this was written and produced by Dan Hartman.
Oh, wow.
So maybe we'll give this a listen after the show. But James Brown's a cat. You really should have some of his music in the repertoire. It's very funky. It's got that, you know, the coming out of dinner, getting people that want to start moving and bobbing. It's just, I think, a pretty great energy. Anybody else have a favorite track or something to say about James Brown?
I like Get Up, Sex Machine. That reminds me of Brian.
Like a Sex Machine. Sex Machine is a jam.
Yeah, it was almost like two James Browns back then. You had the James Brown where I Feel Good, I Got You, and then you had kind of the get on the good foot James Brown. That's when they brought in Bootsy Collins, and then that became Bootsy's rubber band a little later on. And I forget the horn player's name, but there was a specific horn player from that band too. One of James Brown used. They both actually were on Delight's Groove Is in the Heart. The sax player and Bootsy Collins were featured on that track. They were fans of Delight and members of James Brown's band at the time. But yeah, that's the more funky stuff. Then Bootsy had his niece Lynn Collins, who had that track "Think About It." That's really good. If you guys don't know,
Also resampled a ton.
Yes. Oh yeah, Rob Bass DJs directed that one. So yeah, quite a rabbit hole with a lot of that James Brown stuff and the people he was working with.
Sure. And you can't forget Eddie Murphy's version of Hot Tub. Hot Tub. Kind of sort of connects the dots. But that was during the James Brown reemergence, 85, 86. And
yeah,
it's like, oh, he's back on the radar. Yeah.
Nobody ever let James Brown go to a store to buy clothes like after 1974, because every time you saw him, he's in a baby blue jumpsuit, even if it's the 80s or the 90s or whatever. Yeah. His hair is the same.
Yeah.
His clothes are the same. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a whole vibe. So just thought we'd bring him up because, again, like you had said, he is a deep dive. And if you start getting into tracks, you're like, oh, I know this one. Oh, man, I know this one too. So check him out. So that's my pick of the week.
Reminds me of the guy from, what was the guy from Coming to America? Sexy Chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that different guy. But...
Yeah, I know, but it just reminds me of James Brown.
Yeah, now I can't even think of his name. I should know this off the top of my head. But one other thing I will say about James Brown is that he influenced a lot of people. So
sure.
with his stage performances, his dancing, and very Michael Jackson and Prince were both very highly influenced by James Brown in that regard.
Yeah, The Godfather.
Yeah.
He was
Did you bring up Living in America?
Godfather of Soul. So yeah, soul funk and R&B definitely worth checking out. So.
Did you mention Living in America? From
Yeah. That was 85. That was from Rocky 4 or wherever we were up to by that point. Maybe.
Oh yeah, the Russian one.
Yep. I'll put it to 4.
It was the Russian one. Wasn't it?
Dolph Lundgren. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was not. It was 3.
Yes, it was.
You're right. It was because he killed Apollo Creed after that song. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're right. It was 4.
It was probably his last track, though, right?
His last big hit. The one.
Well, then this too. This was 86. I think he passed in 02. I read.
Like
sadly died of pneumonia. But dominated punk and punk and R&B 70s to most of the 80s. So give him a listen. That's my pick. Kevin, what you bring for us this week?
My song that I'm picking and the connected album is by an artist who's been around for a number of years. Used to be dressed very flamboyantly. No, it's not Liberace. That's right. It's not Liberace. So, anyways,
Is it Liberace?
Elton John.
there you go. He's got Elton John. That's right. I'm picking an album that I own. I just don't have it. It's a cassette, and I don't have it in hand with me. And the album was back in 1988. It was called Red Strikes Back. And the song I always loved was I Don't Want to Go On With You Like That. It just had a nice beat to it. It got up to number 2 in 88. The Billboard Hot Contemporary had it at number 1. And it was his highest charting one in the 80s. So that is my song that I jam to.
Is that the same album that had Chloe on it by any chance? Do you know?
No, I don't think Chloe was on there.
No? Okay, I'm just curious. Sad Eyes, what's the Sad Eyes?
Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Well, there's Sad Eyes.
Sad Eyes was
Robert John.
Robert John.
Yeah, different cat.
Yeah.
But what can be said about Elton? Of course, if you have older Elton all the way up to current day, he's just a hit machine.
I was always a big fan. So that was before that. I think I had mainly greatest hits ones. That was sort of like, oh, I like that. Let's get it. So.
Yeah.
Did it have Eyes Still Standing on it?
I think that was a later
It might have been older.
That was Red Strikes Back.
It might have been 83, 84.
Yeah, I think that was a little later. Yeah.
I have to check that one.
It was the theme song for Stroker Ace. It was written for the movie, but I thought it appeared on Red Strikes Back. I don't know. What do I know?
Hey, what do we know?
Good stuff. Elton John, that's more than a rabbit hole. That's like a canyon. You just so much.
Yeah, that's a couple. It's like 4 semesters of college courses right there. Yeah. A lot going on.
Absolutely. And a lot of lyric dissection. But Pat's talented. He rolled with the changes. His music changed, his sound changed, and he just kept evolving, and it never got dull with him. And that was the fun part of it.
Elton had a lot going on in the 80s, and people wouldn't suspect that, but my God, he had a lot going on. And still, actually, he's just...
No, he retired.
He retired from doing live shows, but I bet we'll still get content.
He did the Hold Me Closer with Dua Lipa, and then he did a
Britney Spears.
He did one with Britney, yeah.
Oh, no, the Hold Me Closer was the Britney one.
Yeah.
Cold Heart was the Dua Lipa one. That's right. Yeah.
Right. I mean, so the guy's still got it going on. I mean,
Yeah.
Honestly, Elton and Bernie is a dynamic duo. Boy, is there anything they can't knock out.
Appeared in one of the Kingsman movies, too.
Great pick, Kevin. Yeah,
absolutely. Excellent. Eric, that's going to bring us to you. What would you like to talk about this week?
I'm going to bring up a single, and ironically, well, probably not the word I want to use, but we were just talking about the 80s with the
coincidentally
music. Coincidentally, there we go, with the Brian show before this. And here's one song that I was going to bring up. It was released in 1982. I think the highest it went on the USA charts was maybe 5 or 6. And it was After the Fire, Der Kommissar.
Yes.
I always loved that song. Today, I still love that track. Something about it. Maybe because it's German in my blood,
Mm-hmm.
But I just love that track. I
thought you were Italian.
No, that's another show. But I just love that track. I just always love it. Right. I mean, there's been, like in the history, a lot of artists would bring up German tracks in their song. Even Elvis did with Wooden Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm drawn to the German track stuff. I don't know what it is. It's just weird. But
that song was released almost exactly the same time that Falco's version of Der Kommissar was released.
There you go. See,
which is mostly German, and it's not as well produced or anything else. But I'll tell you a funny story. I always loved the After the Fire track too. I was in Bremen, Germany, at this place called Hot Shot Records, and it's a great record store. I was crate digging, and in fact, I may or may not have something in my pile here that I'm going to share today from Hot Shot Records. I think I do have something in here from Hot Shot, but anyway, I found the German pressing of After the Fire ATF Der Kommissar, and I'm like, oh my God! And the German friend I was with said, "Oh no, that is the wrong version." I'm like, no. This is the right version.
For our side of the pond, it's the right version. Over there, they're watching the guy running through the video.
I love it. Nothing brings me more joy than Falco's Der Kommissar.
That is a joyous video. If you haven't checked it out, folks.
And I have a special place in my heart for it. But yeah, the After the Fire version, I love it. Absolutely love it.
I did not mix you up with what you had coming, Brian.
No, not even close.
Okay, good. Okay.
No, After the Fire was a bop back in the day because it just had that bounce and it had a lot of energy and it would always make people get up.
But can anybody in the room think of another After the Fire song?
No, but I tell you what, I always, and this is before I knew better, but just by watching the videos and listening to the voice, I thought that the guy in After the Fire formed Dixie's Midnight Runners because it looks and sounds like Kevin Rowland from Dixie's Midnight Runners. Come on, Eileen.
I can't argue with that.
The same type of voice.
Now that you say it, right, yeah.
If you look at the video, he's like, that could be Kevin Rowland with a beard, I guess. But no, it wasn't. But it always reminded me of Dixie's Midnight Runners as far as the voice style goes. The tone of the voice and even the guy's look.
No, I agree.
That was the sound. That was the sound of the time period, though, because you had.
But his voice sounds like his voice.
Yeah.
If you listen to the tracks back to back, the voices sound very similar. But Just an observation.
Yeah, liking it. That's a good pick. So After the Fire or Falco for Dirk Harmsar.
Never mind.
AOMN.
After
Go watch the
the fire.
Falco video because that's just joy.
The video of Falco was kind of humorous, but
It's the original like green screen. It's like just think when someone invented the green screen. Oh, let me just shoot some video and make some drug motion.
Yeah, das ist gut. Yeah.
That's what it is. So if you need a good laugh, go watch the Falco.
I thought the Falco was more humorous than interesting.
It is, and it sounds like, I mean, if you were there and you listen to the tracks back to back, the Falco version sounds like it was recorded 5 years previous. The production is so old school, where the After the Fire version sounds so contemporary. It's so well produced.
It was great. After the Fire really hit the.
Yeah, I agree. Better version of the song overall.
Absolutely. Good pick, Eric. Matthew, what do you want to talk about this week?
Well, I've got I'm going to go back to my Minnesota roots here. There's a band that was formed in '84 in Austin, Minnesota. They spent a couple of years trying to gain traction or whatever, and then '86 is when they finally started to really break out.
Pure energy. I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying.
And then 91, they actually performed on Late Night with David Letterman. It's let me share my screen. Well, it's the Gear Daddies. You ever heard of the Gear Daddies?
Yes.
Yep. So Billy's Live Bait. That's the album I'm featuring this week.
Give us a track.
Yeah, is there a standout track?
Stupid Boy. I Want to Drive the Zamboni. Here,
I'll be the first to say I don't know.
I have a clue. That never made it this far east.
We'll have to give a listen after the show.
Yes.
No, don't do it now. Don't
do it
play
now.
it.
No, I'm not
It'll
playing
flag
anything.
us.
I'm not playing anything.
Okay.
I'm just showing you tracks that they've.
But you say Stupid Boy is and Drive the Zamboni are the tracks, huh?
They performed Stupid Boy on David Letterman.
Okay.
After the show, we can listen to somebody.
Yeah, we'll give it a
check it
listen
out.
after the show.
Yeah.
All right, something new for all of us.
I just wanted to show you the album cover and the
Cool.
songs they do.
I was thinking we were going to talk about Information Society, but I was way off.
Are they from Minnesota too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very, very cool pick. That's
White
one-
freestyle guys are from Minnesota.
We'll have to check it out after the fact here. So super cool. Thank you, Matthew. Ken, do you have an artist you'd like to discuss with us?
Phil Collins.
Oh, beautiful.
Where are we going? Phil Collins?
In the air tonight.
There you go.
Face value.
With the iconic drum fill
Yes.
Yep.
that everyone tried to emulate. If you couldn't play Tom Sawyer Rush, you tried to learn In the Air Tonight. 6-beat drum solo because it was a little less challenging. You just had to hit everything twice and bum, then just roll down.
But am I wrong? But wasn't that electric drums? Like,
Not all of it. Part of it was.
yeah. Okay.
The beginning was, I think it was 808 or Len, and then
All right.
he comes in on the doo-doo, 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 the iconic thing. There's a video that a lot of people react to, and it's live in the 90s sometimes. And the band's playing, and Mike Rutherford and them, they're playing In the Air Tonight. And Phil's very slowly walking around the stage. And there's a catwalk he walks up on, walks past, walks down the stairs. And just on beat, he very slowly walking up. The hurt doesn't show. The pain still grows. So stranger to you and me. As he's saying that, he's sitting at a drum kit. He starts banging on the drums. Like, doo-doo, doo-doo, and then sings while he's playing the drums. And everybody freaks out because, like, oh, wow, he played the drums on that too? It's like, yeah, duh, kid. But yeah,
Yeah.
the video everybody reacts to.
Phil Collins, contribution to modern music is they did the single microphone suspended and ran it through a processor that would give it a gated sound. So it almost sounded like the drum was hitting in reverse because it would stop.
Yes.
Yeah. The sound is very unique. You can hear it a lot in the Genesis records like Abacab and his Face Value record. But that's where other bands started picking up that sound from. It's like we want the Phil Collins drum trick. How do we get those?
Yeah.
They really just changed the sound of prog music for a lot of years, and that became a production technique. And it's the Phil. We
were talking about Phil in the last show before you came in, and
A little
had
bit.
very nice things to say about Phil.
Right.
Yeah.
He's my dude.
Super cool cat. Been at it. I mean, his the years have been good to him, but he's getting up there now. So of course we wish him a good bill of health. But I think he's also hanging up the touring.
Yeah, oh, he's done.
Last go round, he's done. Seated for most of it and not.
He couldn't stand for the last show or whatever. But
so unfortunately, Phil Collins, good pick. Thank you, Ken.
That was good.
Damon, what would you like to?
I've been waiting for Damien. Come on, Damien.
Okay. Here we go. This group has a lot of great famous musicians in it. Bootsy Collins, Maceo Parker, George Clinton. But the guitar player does not get enough credit, Eddie Hayes. The album is Mega Brain by Funkadelic, which the song Mega Brain is a 10-minute guitar solo. And it is just, if you just want to zone out to a nice, laid-back, mellow guitar solo, that song right there, Mega Brain by Funkadelic.
That's all Detroit stuff, isn't it?
Yes.
I think of Atomic Dog immediately.
Well,
oh man, this is way before Atomic Dog.
Yeah.
This is 1971 when he dropped his album.
I'm sorry, but like George Clinton, I don't know.
He was there. He was in P-Funk. Yeah.
Well,
but
if I remember right, wasn't it some deal with the record company where he couldn't really do as many albums as he wanted to as Parliament, so he created all these other acts, and one of them was Funkadelic. It was basically the same band.
Right? Yeah, it was
interchangeable. Yeah.
This is what he was in the studio. He'd have as he's making records, he'd be like, okay, this is a Parliament record. This is a Funkadelic record. This is a Brides of Funkenstein. He had all these different groups signed to different labels, but using all the same members.
Yeah.
So the original Prince, because that came later. Prince is like,
Prince did the same thing.
I can ghostwrite all these songs and be on the radio like in the top 46 times.
Yeah.
With, Bangles and Sheila and just all the different.
Right, he was playing different hands than what he did.
Are you wearing a Parliament shirt today?
Yes, I am.
I thought you were.
Stand up.
What I saw there.
Stand up. Let everybody see that thing. There you go.
Mothership Connection.
Yeah, Mothership Connection. Tear the roof off the sucker. Yeah, absolutely. These are all, Parliament was the jam. Is that the oldest record, or do they go back further than 71, or is that just the first?
That's pretty far back.
That's way back in the day.
Funkadelic is the first one, but Parliament was their first album, but that's when he's trying to do like the whole Motown doo-wop thing.
Like 71, right?
And then in the 60s, that's when they were doing doo-wop thing on the Parliament.
Right.
Then they dropped some acid and came over to Funkadelic.
It happens.
Everything got groovy and funky. Yes.
It's good enough for Marvin Gaye. It's good enough for George Clinton.
Absolutely.
There you go. Well said.
George Clinton, a legend. And, just amazing. And with, of course, Bootsy Collins as well. Just such talented musicians and just offering so much to the music scene. I don't know. That's a great pick, Damon. Appreciate it.
I love it. Yeah.
Absolutely. BSR, you're bringing us in for the landing here. What
I am. This is a tribute to a new friend of ours who knows more about this than I do. So I'm probably the last person who should be picking this artist for the record roundup in this room. Well, not the last person. The second one. No, I'm not the first person who should be doing it. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the guy who I was talking about just ended up leaving the room.
He has internet problems.
Yeah,
internet issues.
Must be a solar flare or something, because everyone's having
gotta be
squirrely tonight or something.
Stupid.
He will watch the replay, so go.
Yeah, he'll watch the replay anyway. So our new friend Damon is from Detroit.
Great guy.
I thought I'd do some Detroit techno. I brought Inner City Big Fun.
There you go.
Which is a really, really great song. And played the hell out of this song for many, many, many years. Probably a good 10 plus years I played the living crap out of this song.
Yep.
And it actually says Detroit Techno on it, so I thought that was kind of fun. I believe that, this came from Hot Shot Records in Germany, so this is kind of fun.
Big fun.
So, Big Fun. If you don't know Inner City's Big Fun, it turned up on a Budweiser commercial. I mean, it was big track, but this is techno. Believe it or not, it doesn't sound like it. If you listen to it, it's like, this is kind of housey. Really listen to it. This is what the original techno sound was with Kevin Sanderson and the guys from Detroit.
Gotcha.
Their follow-up track is Good Life, Inner City.
Inner City.
Really good song. Check it. Check out Inner City's Good Life. And this one I do really like, but a lot of people probably don't know it, but it's a good song. And it's called Do You Know What You Feel? It's a very nice song. And I don't believe it's a remake, but it's there are songs.
No, if I know that one. Now we have to play that one after.
Sure
We'll check that one out after.
Yeah.
Just to hear a little snippet. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think Brothers Johnson did a song called Do You Love What You Feel? But it's not this song. It's a different song. So, but anyway. Yeah, he's not even here to show this tribute to his in his city.
Oh, that's great, but he'll definitely want to.
If he can get his internet back, we can talk about it after. So
Damon he's not here to tell you this, but he's a techno house head. And being in Detroit, he's there at Movement every year, which is a big techno festival. It used to be called Techno Fest. He's that dude. So he's very familiar with this stuff we were talking about the other night. So I thought I'd just bring it to the table.
No, super cool. The German Big Fun, is there anything unusual about that particular mix of it, or is it the same one we got?
I got the glasses handy here. I don't think so. It's a single that they're showing that's off of a compilation. This is a 7 minutes 39 second version of the song.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
But no, I don't think it's
doesn't list any remix or a special.
No.
Or nothing. It's just it is.
There were extended versions of the song. There were radio edits to the song, but there weren't many variations as to the mix of the song, unless they were extended or whatever. Pretty much, and it was perfection already. You didn't have to do anything to it to make it better. It was already good, I think, in my humble opinion. It was.
You see,
It didn't need any help.
I'm very intimidated in this room amongst all you professionals. But the only Brother Johnson song I remember is Stomp.
What about Strawberry Letter 22?
Yep. I was just going to say that.
Yeah. See, I probably know it.
You'll know it if you hear it.
You know it if you heard it.
Oh, them.
It's from like 76 or 77. It's
way older.
Wisconsin song.
But
Tevin Campbell did a remake of that.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think on a Quincy Jones album.
We're going to have to play that after the show.
Strawberry Letter 22? We'll play it for you.
Yep. And
look who's back.
We got Damon coming back in, so you can just give him a quick flip.
Well, you just have to watch the show to figure out what my pick was.
No, you could flip.
Screw him.
Quick. No, flip him.
Wait, somebody get a little closer.
There is.
I'm saying all these nice things about Damon, and
I just said all these nice things about you while you were gone, and I brought Inner City as my pick this week, and
Nice.
like for you because you're our new friend.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I had to switch laptops for some reason, guys. Sorry about that.
Look at this. Look
what I have. I've even got this one.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And I've got a couple of pressings of this. I think this is my German pressing of Good Life.
Ooh.
City.
And then I think this is my German pressing of Good Life right here. And this is I think my British pressing of it here. And the British one actually has Big Fun on it too. And then I've got others here.
Oh.
Yeah, there Ain't Nobody Better, which was never my jam, but I have it, so I have that one too. And many others back here, but yeah. So anyway, I'm repeating myself.
Yeah.
That's what I got this week.
Inner City. So that's great band. Good pick. I like that we're probably going to listen to the song, and you guys, you viewers at home, should go play all those songs if you don't recognize any of these names, because there's a lot of hidden gems in those.
Big Fun and Good Life are amazing tracks.
Yes.
I really wanted to bring them up in our 80s show that we recorded earlier, but we didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
To me, when I first heard, so I got this friend, Mikey, who I've talked about before, Andy's big brother. When I was 16 years old, I had a 78 Thunderbird. It was brown with a tan vinyl top. It was really foggy out one night, and Mikey and I are driving, and I had this really good stereo in my T-Bird. And Mikey misheard the lyrics to Big Fun and thought the lyrics were, "We're having meatballs." So we're driving down the road and he's singing, "We're having meatballs." And it was very foggy out. I missed my turn. We ran that T-Bird through a stone wall and nose dove into a cornfield
Damn.
to that song. So
I'd like to meet Mikey because I like.
I'm not going to drive with him anywhere, but it's
Yeah.
well, I was driving.
you
was
were
driving.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I,
first of all,
I wrecked my car. Yeah,
Thanks.
first of all, using a 78 T-Burst, all you got was a couple scratches on it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Drove it home.
The car was in better shape than the wall before you got through.
Good point.
Air was a little bent, but we drove it home. So
Right.
Good point.
Try that today, kiddies.
Great track. Great track.
No, it's super good track, and you can always turn a song into food lyrics if you try hard enough. It's it's always just kind of subtext. If you're hungry enough, you can turn anything into a food song.
yes, you can.
Super killer. Great picks to all. Thank you guys all for your wisdom and sharing some of your popular music. Before we check out, just wanted to say a quick get well, hurry up, Howie Darkstar. Like to see you be well and be back with us tip top in no time flat. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate you for being here, and we'll see you all again next time.
Round of applause for everybody. Come on. Come on.
Yay!